Hi, I'm Paul Skeldon, Editor-in-Chief at Telemedia. I'm here at the Telemedia Barcelona event. I'm joined by Jules from Seriously Fresh Media. Lovely to see you again, as
Hi,
ever.
Paul.
Great to have you here. Now, last year, I think on several occasions, we talked about Microdramas.
Yeah.
You've been running those services now for at least a year because we talked about them in Barcelona in 2025. How's that going? What sort of things have you learned from rolling them out and just running them? Are they converting well? People love them? I mean, tell us what's been happening.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, we're not running the services with them in, but there's sort of two sort of business models that come out of it. Obviously, we've licensed directly to people who are running their own services, but we have also received sort of more inquiries where customers want a sort of fully end-to-end solution. And given sort of we've been in the industry for 25 years, we've got a couple of very sort of, well, not couple, quite a lot of good partners that we've worked with for 10, 15, 20 years who kind of do the platform, where we've kind of set up a slightly different model where we can then put our two expertises together and sell a kind of ready-to-go service for those that just want to do marketing and just want to sort of integrate the billing. So that's sort of the first time we've done that in quite a few years, but it's been down to the basis of that the microdramas are just getting so much traction. I think when we spoke in 2025, they sort of started in Asia.
Yeah.
That's kind of where they became like a boom. And a lot of it was about how you were viewing it. Sort of like it blended in very nicely with the sort of current behavioural patterns of entertainment consumption, you know, that sort of movement as we spoke about. You know, we're sort of seeing as well, so where some of our partners are actually like getting quite creative around this, we're seeing like the UI, some of them are just absolutely fantastic, and you kind of see how we're getting these like amazing conversion rates from sort of like marketing to subscription and the retention of the subscription, because the user, I think the user interface has just really come up a mark from what we were doing for, you know, what, 5-6 years ago for like health, fitness, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, so you know, the big key to the microdrama still is that they're very short. So I know sort of some people are sort of doing 2 or 3 minutes. Really, we're working directly with a production agency, so we've got new titles coming out all the time. But they're like 1 minute episodes, and then at the end of each of those episodes, you have a little bit, not massive, but just a kind of kind of thing, you know. And the other thing I really like about them is that it has got that kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen those like telenovelas from South America.
Yes.
They're sort of quite cheesy. The acting is like very overemphasized. You know, everybody's sleeping with their mother and the father and all of this kind of stuff.
Very compelling.
And it's taken that trend, because telenovelas, I mean, I live here in Barcelona, just south of Barcelona. Like, telenovelas are just massive. They're like absolutely massive. So, you know, there's no boyfriend's mother that I've ever met that's like, nope, don't talk to me this afternoon, it's telenovela time kind of thing. So, you know, so there's a lot of interesting aspects, I think, in how they've taken something that is so compelling and very addictive anyway, but then blended that so beautifully with a vertical kind of format, so you're watching it like that, not having to do this the whole time, and then also not only the scrolling of the episodes or the how you're moving anyway for watching short form videos, but also the discovery. You know, we sort of saw Perfection where they're sort of doing that around sort of apps and games.
Sure, yeah.
You know, so again, blending into those natural sort of behavioural patterns as they're evolving. So, and the other really interesting thing, you know, the partner that we've got, you know, building like an absolutely fantastic relationship where there's a lot of flexibility. But the two interesting points is that he's given us freedom to offer 10 episodes. So each series has about 50 or 60 episodes, all about 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. And 10 of those can be used by our clients or the people who are licensing the content. So generally, although the advertising prices are higher in, say, TikTok, YouTube Shorts and things like that, it's put into exactly that same environment, comes up with a free episode, like, you know, my stepsister's just run off with my husband or something like that, and then it will be sort of a call to action like, watch more free episodes, click here. So then you'll go through.
You go.
But you don't have to pay at that point. So you can still collect, say, the mobile number for CRM and further upsell and things like that, for obviously which they're happy to give if they're getting more free episodes. And then you'll have another 9 free episodes to watch. Now, I think I said to you earlier, I'd like tested this on a couple of my girlfriends, because obviously we are the target audience. And they've got, absolutely Jules. By the time I get to like episode 9, I need to know what happens next. You're kind of ingrained in it. So, so I have to say, I think I said to you before, I'm just feeling so passionate about this because I feel it's a perfect content type for the environment and for where sort of entertainment is, the shorter attention span. But then, like I said, my niece won't watch a movie, but she'll sit down and watch 8 episodes of some reality TV show, So, I'm still really excited about it. And I think, again, working with sort of really creative technical partners that are swell, that kind of creating these new UI experiences.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a bit about that, about sort of how AI is used to do them in different languages and do subtitling and the lip syncing and all that. That's been happening, hasn't it?
Yes, well, and also it's interesting because the licensing models are actually being differentiated. So with this being such a mobile defined product, the licensing that we're getting is actually you get the video file, which is audio in English, but then you have one with like English subtitles and then a clean version with no subtitles at all. But within the license, you get the SRT file, so the dialogue for every episode, and then you get full dubbing and subtitling rights for all of obviously the geos that you've licensed for. So kind of what we're seeing now, where say like AI dubbing, say, 2 years ago, really, wasn't the best. No, I'm actually sort of seeing, and this isn't the area that we cover, but I'm seeing apps now that will actually start syncing up the new language with the lips, and just everything else is the same, just the lips. Now I presume the licenses for those AI tools are going to be slightly more expensive, but I bet they are a fraction of the price of actually getting a dubbing and subtitling.
Oh, absolutely, they must be, and that opens up then whole other markets. And
you speak to a lot of companies, right? I mean, how many companies are just working in one territory in our business? No one.
No, so it's really vital.
Yeah.
Well, Alexa, it sounds like it's been a really good year for Microdramas. I guess that will continue. They are really compelling, I have to say.
It'll be interesting to see, because I think also there is a window of opportunity, because I think they will, like as we've sort of seen in Asia, there's going to be a saturation point where everybody is offering them, so the user will have so much choice. And I think if you're going down the route of spending a bit more via TikTok marketing or YouTube marketing, that first mover advantage window that we've got, say, for like the next 6 months, is absolutely vital to the commercial model that you're having as our client.
Brilliant, great stuff. Well, Julia, thank you very much for joining us.
Always a pleasure.
Always really interesting. You always say you've got nothing to say, and it's always fascinating. So brilliant. Thank you so much for doing that. Enjoy the rest of the show, and everybody, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.